Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the 10-Minute Mailbag. It's the MLB The Show 25 series where I take your questions, the viewer, the user, the listener, from YouTube and Discord, and I answer them, and we just have really cool conversations about the game. It's kind of funny, this mailbag, we look ahead to MLB The Show 26. Crazy that it's time to almost start having those conversations, but we're going to do it right now. All right, ladies and gents, why is Extreme on my screen? There's no reason. None of the questions today have to do with Extreme. I just haven't started it yet, and I am intimidated by it. But I'm going to start that today. So hopefully content about it this week, right? Okay. First question is from Gavin Gilbert. And when I start the timer, we're going to read it. All right? So hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Let's get the content popping. 3, 2, 1, begin. Gavin asks about MLB The Show 26. Like I said, wow. With the World Baseball Classic again in 2026, I am hoping we get a program again for the World Baseball Classic. When we had that series in MLB The Show 23, we had 99s from day one and had sets and seasons. With the power creep, which is much preferred in Gavin's opinion and a lot of people's opinions, how would SDS handle the World Baseball Classic cards? Being perfectly honest, I think the World Baseball Classic content would be better in the power creep. Think about how many more of the cards would make sense in terms of players from other nations, especially some of the more obscure nations or more obscure teams. They're not obscure nations, they're obscure teams. Some of the players that you've never heard of and likely wouldn't again. In MLB The Show 23, it ended up working out where a lot of those guys were like fun BR cards. Remember when we had BR rounds and there were silvers, golds, etc.? Think of that as the baseline for a lot of the World Baseball Classic content. Our king, our hero, Shlomo Lippitz. I hope he plays again. Please let him play again. I should DM him and see if he's going to play again. If you guys don't know, if you're new to the content here, I interviewed Shlomo Lippitz on my podcast every Tuesday, the show, the podcast, when he became a folk hero in the game. So go check that out. But I do think it would work best in the power creep. Now, I know the concern that you're alluding to is like the not end game, but like, World Baseball Classic MVP. If Aaron Judge goes crazy, if Paul Skeens or when Paul Skeens goes crazy, Bobby Witt goes crazy, are they getting 99s in April or March? They wouldn't. And I think that's okay. I think if those cards get maxed at like, maybe those are your first 90s, 88, 89, 90, maybe that's a cool way to keep that content relevant, but also not overpowering your power creep too soon. And I mean, there's also a really good chance that they can bring that series back towards the middle of the year when the 99 start coming out. Like, here's Chase 99 Aaron Judge. We'll just drop him in July. I don't know. Like, you could easily do that. The card series exists. So I don't think we have to push the boundaries of the power creep too early when it could just be recycled later on. World Baseball Classic is hands down one of the best segmented pieces of content MLB The Show has ever done. I'm so happy they had the rights to it in MLB The Show 23. I may be missing something, but I have not seen any confirmation about MLB The Show 26 having World Baseball Classic. We probably wouldn't find out till much later on anyway, at least definitively. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping 23 went over so well that it creates like a long-lasting relationship with the World Baseball Classic. The content was awesome. The content was such a fun way to start sets and seasons. It unfortunately set us up for an enormous letdown when the rest of sets and seasons stunk booty cheeks. But it was cool at the time. So thank you for your question, Gavin. I appreciate you very much. Moving on to Ron Mancini. Something needs to be done about basic packs. They are useless after the All-Star break. I have over 500 unopened basic packs that aren't even worth my time. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the fact that the show is still the most consumer-friendly sports game that exists, but it would be so bad to significantly increase the pack odds at this point. So I see where you're coming from. I just want to say one thing first, which I'm sure you know, but maybe some people are not considering. Standard packs have to be given out in decent increments over the course of the year because MLB The Show SDS is always hoping for new players to come in. They need the packs too, especially around like once the holidays start, games are on sale, whatever, what have you. They need the standard packs. But I would agree with either boosting the pack odds just a little bit or maybe scaling down the standards and increasing the ballin' as a habit packs. We all make fun of those. Ballin' as a golds. Ha ha ha. But they are objectively better than a standard pack because at least you're guaranteed a gold. They experimented this year also with a lot of these type of packs. I don't know how successful it ended up being. These cards that appeared in these like sub packs were expensive for a week and then retained next to no value after that. Flooded the market with a lot of stubs, especially later on. Early on, not as many, but like in the last few months, a ton. You don't really see these as much. Whatever. I think MLB The Show needs to completely reimagine its pack structure. It has to have packs. Games like this must have packs for a healthy ecosystem. It's important. It's literally the whole basis of the mode. Diamond Dynasty is a card collecting mode. I just think there needs to be some sort of streamlined restructuring of the whole thing. Headliner packs, I get why they exist. They are the least fun of all the packs. We can just throw them away. We don't need them. Ballin' Out of Controls. Remember those? Where'd those go? Those were great. I don't like the idea of having both chase packs and special insert cards in separate types of packs. We gotta step back, wipe the slate clean, think about it again from scratch. I think we need to scale back, or maybe eliminate. If I open a standard pack, there should be no players that are not on 40-man rosters. It should always be players that are on teams. I don't want to be pulling the 47 overall commons 3 times in the same pack, and they don't help me with anything. They're not on a team. They're 5 stub. I just think we need to be more intentional about how we're putting packs together. Like, I don't know, truly speaking, and this is maybe just me being an idiot. Likely. Tell me I have to scroll all the way to page 434. All right, we're going to sit here and do this. Sorry, this is the best way to do it. I don't know who some of these players are, and I don't know why they were added to the game. Wow, this is taking a long time. We might not make it. Is there an easier way to do this? I bet there is. Marketplace, MLB players, filter, live series. Let's just do that. Oh, no. Let's make it 60. Max overall 60. There's going to be players less than 60, but this will prove my point. Yeah, who's Zachary Murray? 60 overall, no face, no team. Why? No disrespect to Zachary Murray, probably a fine fella. Might even play MLB The Show. I hope he does. What team was he on this year? The hell does he get a card? Some of these guys have teams. Eric Orsi, he just stinks, but he's on the Rays. Nick D'Alessandro. We don't need these guys in the game. Let's streamline the people getting live series cards. That'll help make packs a little more fruitful. So that was my rant on packs. That's where I'm at. Ron, I feel you. I appreciate your question. Lastly today from Wheel Deal. I get it. His last name might be Wheel. For me, it's the way Ranked has been handled. It has become more of a pure comp experience than a fun experiment. Not many people are using their favorite players. They just use the best cards. So here's what I'll say. I both agree and disagree. Ranked should be a pure comp experience. It's about climbing a ranked ladder. What I will say to your point, though, is that there should be a separate online head-to-head mode that fulfills what you're talking about. Team building, fun experiments, using different combinations, using some captains, maybe. Trying out guys you've never used before and want to see how they are. Building within team constraints, like you have to use players. You can only use 299s. You have to use players who are in the gold range. You have that mode or those parameters is how their esports works. Why isn't that a practicable, playable mode within Diamond Dynasty? I think that'd be a blast. It would make cards that come out early in the power creep, like that first week of World Baseball Classic content, possibly relevant later on. If they came out the first week of the power creep, World Baseball Classic content, with a Jurickson Profar, who's like an 83 or 84, he would be in everybody's comp lineup, or you know, whatever we're calling this, salary cap lineup for the rest of the year. The rest of the year. Because Jurickson Profar is one of those type of swings for high-level players. So I think we could fulfill both of the things you're asking for. And I don't mean to like poo-poo like, oh, I can't believe you don't think rank is... That's not what this is about. This is more about just providing the avenues to play. Ranked should stay comp, I think, because that's the very name of it, ranked. You're trying to rank up. But there needs to be something where people could just build fun teams. Like, you could go use the live series Cubs in this salary cap mode and be reasonably competitive with it, because those are the constraints everybody's playing with, for the most part. I don't know which team would have been the best example for that, but you know what I'm saying. We just need it, and I think it's silly that that's their esports play for money setup, and we can't do it in the game. So I'd like it. I'd like it a lot, actually. This, my friends, was the 10-minute mailbag. I'm going to put a little disclaimer in here, and I don't know if it's actually going to end up being necessary or not, but we're just going to put it in here anyway. I recorded this 55 minutes before it's supposed to go live. I was away at a wedding this weekend. It was a fun time. So if it is 4 minutes late, I'm sorry. I'm trying. If it's on time, I'm the best. That's just it. I'm the GOAT. Not really. No. But pat on the back to me. Either way, MLB The Show content coming all week as always. Even as the game starts to take its little dip in terms of engagement, I will still be here. Videos to come. We got a podcast going over Extreme tomorrow. We've got a how to pitch with / pitch or ditch video on Thursday. I'm hoping with Extreme Roger Clemens. Trying to get him. And then Friday, we'll mess around. We'll see what's good. All right? Thank you guys for being here. Love you guys so much. See you next time. Like and subscribe.